Journey to Mount Sinai will take audiences on a geographical and archaeological adventure. It's one of the biggest investigations ever conducted in a documentary film on this subject. This next installment promises to be very exciting and will provide inspiring evidence for the location of Mount Sinai. The Bible tells us that the Israelites crossed the wilderness, went through a sea, and journeyed to Mount Sinai, where they camped for nearly a year. It was at this mountain that God came down and spoke to his people, making a covenant with them. He was fulfilling his promise made to Abraham 400 years earlier, that out of Abraham's seed, a chosen nation would be born to inherit the promised land. The revelation given by God to Moses and the Israelites at Mount Sinai would shape Western civilization and the world. These ideas included the origins of life and the universe, the nature of God and of man, and a moral code of laws to live by. These laws revealed the character of God and his holiness, the need for sacrifice for sin, and ultimately laid the foundation for the coming of the Messiah. But if the revelation at Mount Sinai that came from the Creator was not a real historical event, as skeptics and atheists claim, then all these foundational truths lose their authority. However, if there is new and compelling evidence that these events convincingly happened, the net effect will be to reassert the biblical narrative with all its power. And this has been the power of patterns of evidence films. When viewers are able to see the plausible evidence for the biblical account, they personally re-engage with their faith and the authority of the Bible. That is why I believe the search for Mount Sinai is of great importance. It adds another pillar of truth in our exploration of the Bible's history. Establishing the Bible as a credible and reliable guide for all of life is key to holding on to a biblical worldview. Journey to Mount Sinai will pick up the investigation into the Exodus journey where the previous films, The Red Sea Miracle 1 and 2, left off. 6 possible sites for the true location of Mount Sinai will be explored by simplifying the different theories and closely comparing them to the biblical account to see which has the strongest pattern of evidence. I will begin by grouping the different Mount Sinai locations into 3 geographical regions: South Sinai Peninsula, North Sinai Peninsula, and the Arabian Peninsula. These candidates will be tested against an expanded destination step. The new steps include a series of wildernesses, a series of campsites, in the vicinity of a land called Midian, and with attributes and physical evidence of Mount Sinai itself. What types of evidence matching the Bible might still be on the ground after 3,500 years? Viewers will be inspired by this geographical puzzle, and people of faith will be greatly encouraged. Journey to Mount Sinai.